Without revealing that she herself is Laura Lorente to Don Gonzalo, Donna Laura asked Gonzalo whether he knew about the sad love affair her best friend had. Don Gonzalo very much knew about it because he says that the gallant lover in Laura Lorente's love affair was none other than his cousin Gonzalo. And she is amazed to hear this, and she asks him, did he knew about the duel? He very much knew about the duel. The duel that they were talking about is this. Laura Lorente and Gonzalo had a very romantic love affair. Don Gonzalo says that his cousin used to pass by through the villa in early mornings, and Laura Lorente used to wait for him in her window. Gonzalo used to toss a bouquet of red roses to her in the mornings, and she would toss back a red roses bouquet to him in the afternoons. Her father and mother had decided to marry her off to a merchant. She wouldn't like it. One night, when she was singing to Gonzalo near that window of her villa, this merchant appeared. There was a quarrel between the merchant and Gonzalo, which ultimately ended in a duel, and Gonzalo badly injured this merchant on the beachside the next day morning. Gonzalo, Don Gonzalo's cousin, was scared about the consequences of causing injury to a person who was very popular in the locality, fled from the place. Donna Laura wanted to know what happened to Gonzalo after he left. By now, Donna Laura is very clear that it is not Don Gonzalo's cousin who is Gonzalo. It is he himself now talking to her. Gonzalo, the young lover who loved her, Laura Lorente, years back. But Laura will not ask the same to him, as she has not revealed it to him that she is Laura Lorente. But Laura would definitely want to know what happened to Gonzalo after he left. Laura asked Don Gonzalo, was it him who advised his cousin to forget her best friend Laura Lorente? Gonzalo couldn't take it. Don Gonzalo says, my cousin never forgot Laura. And he says a story regarding the same. Don Gonzalo fakes a story of his own death. He says that his cousin, who injured the merchant in Valencia, had to hide from the place. He came and hid in my house, me, his cousin, for some days. Then he went to a place called Seville. From Seville, he came to Madrid. He wrote letters to Laura Lorente for those days when he was away, but he didn't get any reply back. He thought that his letters were intercepted by her parents, and he, in despair, thinking that he has lost his lover Laura, went to Africa, joined army, and in a trench met his death, holding the flag of his homeland Spain and whispering the name of Laura Lorente. Here Don Gonzalo was trying to prove to Donna Laura that his cousin never forgot Laura Lorente till his death. Donna Laura, who very much knew that this is none other than Gonzalo, thinks in her mind, what an atrocious lie he makes. Now Gonzalo would love to know what happened to Laura after he left the place. Gonzalo provokes Laura with a statement that Laura Lorente would have been chasing butterflies in the garden like any other woman would, forgetting her lover Gonzalo. Here Laura is provoked, and Laura says that Silver Maiden was not of that character, that disposition. And Laura makes another story to prove that Laura Lorente did not forget Gonzalo even after he left. She says that my best friend waited for him for days, months, and a year. No letter came. She thought that she lost him. She walked from her house one afternoon, and during sunset, she went to that beach where her beloved had risked his life when he fought with the merchant. She wrote his name on the sand of the beach. She sat on a rock in the beach and looking at the horizon. Suddenly, waves crept up the rock and swept her to the sea. And not just that, even after her death, the name that she had written on the sands of beach remained for days together, as the fishermen of the locality said. Here, Laura was trying to prove to Gonzalo that her best friend's love even succeeded her death. Don Gonzalo, who very much knew that this is none other than Laura, thinks in his mind, she lies worse than I do. And here, both of them do not reveal to each other their own personality, wherein the reality is that Don Gonzalo had ran off with a ballet dancer to Paris 3 months after he left Valencia, and Donna Laura had married someone 2 years later after Gonzalo had left Valencia. They did not want to reveal it, and they were under the impression that each other had believed the stories that they had narrated. And at this point of time, we find that Donna Laura and Don Gonzalo very much realizes that they have met after years without knowing that they would ever meet in life again.